Welcome on the channel Voices of Reddit. Today we have an intriguing story about the
Am I the bad person for losing weight and upsetting my boyfriend? My name is Emily, and I am a 21-year-old woman who has been in a relationship with my boyfriend, Adam, who is 28, for almost 3 years. Our story began when I was 18, but to truly understand the complexities of our relationship, I need to take you back a bit further. When I was 15, my older brother, Michael, tragically passed away in a car accident. He was not just my brother but my best friend, my confidant, my everything. Losing him plunged me into a deep depression. The world lost its color, and food became my only solace. I gained a significant amount of weight, and with each pound, I felt more invisible and undeserving of happiness. Years passed in a blur of sadness until I met Adam, one of my friend's older brothers. It was a warm summer evening at a backyard barbecue when our eyes met. He was confident, charming, and had this infectious sense of humor that made everyone around him laugh. Adam was also on the heavier side, but he carried himself with such confidence that it was impossible not to admire him. For the first time in years, I felt seen. Our relationship blossomed quickly. Adam made me feel beautiful and loved, no matter my size. We spent countless nights playing video games, watching movies, and sharing our deepest thoughts. He was my rock, and I was his. But deep down, I still struggled with my self-image and the lingering grief of losing my brother. A year ago, I decided it was time to take control of my life. I wanted to feel good about myself, to look in the mirror and not shy away from my reflection. With determination, I started dieting and exercising. The gym became my sanctuary, a place where I could channel my pain into something positive. Over the course of the year, I lost a significant amount of weight, even dropping below my high school weight. For the first time in a long time, I felt genuinely happy and proud of myself. As my 21st birthday approached, Adam and my friends planned a special party to celebrate. However, a few days before the event, Adam had a family emergency and had to leave town. I was disappointed but understood that family comes first. My friend Andrea suggested we switch plans and visit a female strip club instead. Excited by the idea, I agreed. When I told Adam about the new plan, his reaction surprised me. He was adamant that he did not want me to go. He claimed it was not about trusting me but that he did not trust my friends. To avoid causing him further stress during his family crisis, I reluctantly agreed to stick with the original party plans. After Adam returned, I sensed something was off. He seemed distant, and a tension hung between us that I could not quite place. I pressed him to tell me what was bothering him, and after much hesitation, he confessed. He said that ever since I lost weight, he felt like we did not belong together anymore. He recounted an incident at the grocery store, where a man mistook him for my brother, which had clearly upset him more than he let on at the time. Then he said the words that shattered my heart. Sometimes I wish you were still big so no one else would want you. I stared at him in disbelief, a mix of anger and hurt swirling inside me. I reminded him that even when I was overweight, other guys showed interest in me, but I always stayed loyal to him because I loved him. His eyes widened in surprise, as if he had never considered that I could be desired by anyone else. Our argument escalated, and he accused me of blowing things out of proportion. Claiming he misspoke, he left to stay at his brother's place, leaving me alone with my thoughts and a flurry of emotions. In the days that followed, I could not shake the feeling of betrayal. Did he only love me because he thought no one else would? Did he prefer me unhappy and insecure so he could feel secure? The more I thought about it, the more I realized how unhealthy our relationship had become. When Adam returned, we settled it down for a serious conversation. He apologized for his hurtful words, but continued to express his discomfort with the changes in my lifestyle. He criticized my dedication to the gym, my healthier eating habits, and even the way I started taking care of my appearance, getting my hair styled professionally, having my nails done, and wearing makeup when I went out. He said I had become obsessed with my looks and that I was no longer the girl he fell in love with. He missed our nights of playing video games and binge-watching movies. I explained that I still love those things, but also wanted to pursue new hobbies and take better care of myself. I had even invited him to join me on walks or at the gym, but he always declined. Adam suggested we take a break to figure out if we were still right for each other. His words felt like a punch to the gut, but deep down, I knew he was right. We had grown apart, and perhaps we were holding on to a relationship that no longer brought out the best in either of us. He packed a bag and left, leaving me in the apartment we once shared. I was overwhelmed with sadness and guilt, feeling like I had ruined my first real relationship. But as the hours passed, I began to realize that taking care of myself was not something to be ashamed of. I deserved to be happy and confident, and if Adam could not support that, then maybe we were not meant to be. A few days later, I decided it was time to move out. I could not afford the apartment on my own, and staying there felt suffocating. I reached out to a coworker, David, who had experience with moving and owned a truck. He kindly agreed to help me move my belongings to my parents' garage. On the day of the move, as David and I were loading boxes, Adam unexpectedly showed up. His eyes darted between us, and without warning, he began shouting at David, accusing him of being the man I was seeing behind his back. Embarrassed and furious, I pulled Adam aside and demanded he stop. He insisted on seeing my phone, accusing me of hiding something. I told him that invading my privacy was unacceptable and a deal breaker for me. Ignoring my protest, he grabbed my phone and scrolled through my messages, photos, and social media. Finding nothing, he looked up with a mix of relief and shame. He apologized profusely, claiming he had come to ask me not to move out and to give our relationship another chance. But something inside me had changed. His lack of trust, his jealousy, and his unwillingness to accept me for who I had become were too much to bear. I told him it was over and asked him to leave. For the first time, I felt a sense of empowerment, standing up for myself and refusing to settle for less than I deserved. After Adam left, David and I continued moving my things. He was understanding and supportive, offering a listening ear as I vented about the situation. We grabbed lunch afterward, and for the first time in weeks, I felt a glimmer of hope and relief. The days that followed were a mix of emotions. I grieved the end of a significant chapter in my life, but also felt liberated. I realized that I had not ruined anything. Instead, I had grown and evolved. I was becoming the best version of myself, and I deserved someone who would celebrate that growth alongside me. As I settle into my new life, I am focusing on self-love and surrounding myself with people who uplift me. This journey has taught me the importance of self-worth and the courage it takes to stand up for oneself. While I do not know what the future holds, I am confident that I am on the right path.